In this video, we're going to simplify some numerical expressions using order of operations. And there's an acronym with the letters PEMDAS, or PEMDAS, where the P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents or exponential, M stands for multiply, D stands for divide, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. You'll also hear the phrase, some people use the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to, again, remember the P, the E, the M, the D, the A, and the S for the specific operations. So basically we go from left to right here, and the first one we look for is parentheses. If we have parentheses, then basically you perform what's inside the parentheses, following again the same order of operations. Next we look at exponentials or exponents. Those would come next in the order of operations. And then multiplication and division pretty much have the same weight. So you perform whichever one comes first. And also the same thing for addition and subtraction. From left to right, you perform the operation that comes first. So let's look at this one here. Now if you're not thinking, here you have 20, subtract 10 times 3. So you might say, okay, 20 minus 10 is 10. And then multiply by 3. But again, the subtraction doesn't come first. Okay, it's parentheses, exponentials, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, again from left to right. So in this case, we start from left to right, and again we look at P first, parentheses. We have it here. Okay, so we perform this first. So inside the parentheses, look at that as a separate problem. So 3 plus 5 times 2. Again, from left to right, we're inside the parentheses. Addition doesn't have preference over multiplication, so first you do the multiplication. So this would be 3 plus 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, so this is 10. Okay, so this becomes a 13 here. So what's inside the parentheses now is a 13. So now basically you can leave out the 13 if you want. Or I should say leave out the parentheses. So again, let me rewrite this. 20 minus 10 times 3 divided by 5. Now, the next one is an exponential, so I can do that. Okay, so before I write the whole thing down, I'll go ahead and do that. Say this is going to be 3 squared is 9, so I'll put that in there. And then minus, and then we already did what's in the parentheses following the order of operations, so it's 3 and 10 is 13. So since it's one digit here, no operation involved there, I can leave out the parentheses. That stands by itself. Okay, so then again, I go from left to right. So now this becomes my problem. So we go 20, subtract. Okay, and then it's multiplication. Multiplication takes preference over subtraction. So this becomes then 20. Leave that the way it is. Minus, and then I do this operation. 10 times 3 is 30. And then this is divided by 5 plus 9 minus 13. Now, we start out with this problem. Again, from left to right, we do the same thing. So 20, subtract 30. We don't do that operation because, again, subtraction doesn't come first. Multiplication, division, take preference over subtraction. So here, I leave this as 20 minus, and then 30 divided by 5. We can do this operation here. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So this becomes 20 minus 6. Plus 9 minus 13. Okay, now we start again, and this becomes your problem. 20 minus 6 plus 9, and then so this is all subtraction, addition. So subtraction and addition carry the same weight or importance in the problem. So you perform whichever one comes first from left to right. So 20 minus 6 is 14. That order. Okay, and then the next one we have is 9 minus 13. That's a minus 4. 14 minus 4 is 10. So that's your answer. Now, if you were to perform this calculation on, say, a graphing calculator, and you put all the operations the way they are there, and the parentheses the way they are there, the calculator will give you that answer because it's already built into the calculator's memory. It knows the order of operations. So as long as you write the right symbol, it'll give you the right answer. Okay, let's clear this. Let's go to the next one. Okay, same thing. We have 5 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 7. And then inside the parentheses, we have 4 times 5 divided by 2. So again, the acronym is PEMDAS. Again, P for parentheses. So that comes first. And then you have exponential or exponents. And then any multiplications or divisions in the order that they come from left to right. And then the last thing you do is addition and subtraction. So in this case, we have from left to right, we have an exponential there, we have a multiplication there, I have a multiplication here 7 times. But parentheses right here is what we want to do first. So inside the parentheses, you follow the same rules. So from left to right there, it's a multiplication, so I can multiply that out. 4 times 5 is 20. That becomes 20, and then we divide by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And just to make it clear, we'll write the whole problem again with the calculation substituted in there. So let's just write it out. 5 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 7. And then remember, this is parentheses 7, that means a times, so I'll put a times here. But now I can eliminate the parentheses because it's one digit now. So just put a 10 there. Okay, now again, we go from left to right. No parentheses seen here. And then exponential or exponents right there, the first one. So 5 squared is 25. Okay, and then we have a subtraction. Okay, and then here I'll do it as I go. So the next one's a multiplication. So that takes preference over subtraction. So 4 times 3, that's a 12. Plus, and then again, the next one's a multiplication. So just 7 times 10, that's 70. Now, again, from left to right, there's no exponents anymore, no parentheses. No multiplications or divisions, so again we perform any addition or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. So 25 subtract 12, that's 13. And then we have a plus 70. (13 plus 70 is 83. And that's your answer. So again, when you're working these types of problems from left to right, you're going to do any parentheses. Basically, you look at what's inside the parentheses and you calculate and treat whatever's inside the parentheses like a separate problem and follow the same rules for order of operations. Then after you've done that, make your substitution, and then you look at exponentials or exponents. Do we have any base taken to a power? Do those calculations and make the appropriate substitution, and then look from left to right for any multiplications or additions or divisions rather, and then perform the one that comes first. If a multiplication comes first, do that. If it's the division part or operation, do that first, and then when you've done those from left to right again, do any additions or subtractions in the order that they occur. Clear this? The same thing is going to work with algebraic expressions. So look at the next problem that we have here. So let's suppose we have x squared minus 9 divided by x plus 3. So we're going to perform the given operations and simplify. X squared minus 9 over x plus 3 minus or subtract x squared minus 9 over x plus 3. So again, you don't want to do the subtraction there and say, okay, I got x squared minus 9 over x plus 3, subtract x squared minus 9 over x plus 3, and you get 0, and then 0 times everything is 0, and you get 0. No, it doesn't work that way, because the multiplication takes preference. There's no parentheses, there's no exponents, we only have a multiplication and a subtraction, and since the multiplication takes preference over any subtraction or addition, we do the multiplication first. We're going to do this part right here first, multiplication. So we'll say this is x. Doing this multiplication first, we're going to factor the numerator here. So x squared minus 9 is a difference of 2 squares, so that can be written as x minus 3 and x plus 3. And then we have x plus 3 down here. And that's going to be times 1 over x minus 3. Okay, then you do a regular multiplication. So remember, when you have the same factor in the numerator and the denominator, you can divide those out. So this x minus 3 and this x minus 3 divide out. They become 1s. And here I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 3. They divide out. So this all becomes 1 over 1. This is a 1, so we have 1 times 1, okay? So I can rewrite this then as x squared minus 9 over x plus 3 and this was a 1 here, so this is just minus 1. We got x squared minus 9 over x plus 3, subtract 1. So now we just have to subtract this. That's the only operation we have. This, subtract 1. But 1 can be written as, since I have a denominator here, x plus 3, got to have the same denominator. So let's just write 1 as x plus 3 over x plus 3. And just to make it more clear here, this minus is really here, and then let's do this. We have the same denominator now, so let's write this then. This is equal to x plus 3, and that's combined. Now we can combine the numerators, okay? So this is a minus here, so that's going to make these negative, so this will be a minus x and minus 3. So the x squared is going to stay, and then minus x is going to be minus x here, and then minus a 3 here, this is times here, so there's minus 3 and a minus 9, that's minus 12. And then of course, just like in arithmetic, to reduce a fraction, you divide common factors in the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so here it's hard to tell with algebra though, so we got to factor this. X squared minus x minus 12 is a trinomial that factors into x minus 4 and x plus 3. Okay, so x minus 4 times x plus 3 replaces this right here. And what do we have? An x plus 3 here. That divides out with this one in the denominator. So we're left just with x minus 4 divided by 1 times 1. So that's just x minus 4. So we use the order of operations on this algebraic expression here, and the answer comes out to x minus 4. So that completes the video. If you want to see more complex examples dealing with arithmetic, order of operations, and some operations in algebra using the order of operations also, leave me a message in below the video description, and I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.